The 2020 US presidential election concluded with a victory for Joe Biden. However, the outcome was far from unifying. The election exposed deep divisions within American society. These divisions were evident in the starkly different visions for the country's future. The political climate was charged, with both sides harboring deep distrust and animosity towards the other. The nation seemed to be teetering on the brink of a crisis. The aftermath of the election was marked by heightened tensions and anxieties. The political discourse became increasingly polarized, with little room for compromise or understanding. The social fabric of the nation seemed to be fraying as people retreated further into their respective ideological camps. The very foundations of American democracy seemed to be under threat. The events of January 6, 2021, when a mob of Trump supporters stormed the US Capitol, served as a stark reminder of the fragility of democratic institutions. The attack on the Capitol was a culmination of months of escalating rhetoric and violence. It was a dark day for American democracy, leaving many questioning the future of the nation. The 2020 election and its aftermath exposed the deep divisions that existed within American society. It was a period of great uncertainty and turmoil, leaving a lasting impact on the political landscape. The events of this period would continue to shape American politics for years to come. The 2020 election led to significant fractures within the Republican Party. The party found itself grappling with its identity in the wake of Donald Trump's defeat. Two main factions emerged: those who remained loyal to Trump and his claims of a stolen election, and those who sought to move beyond Trump and his brand of politics. The pro-Trump faction, often referred to as Trump Republicans or MAGA Republicans, continued to hold significant sway within the party. They embraced Trump's populist message, his attacks on the media and the establishment, and his unwavering base of support. This faction saw Trump as a victim of a rigged system and remained fiercely loyal to him. On the other hand, the anti-Trump faction, often consisting of traditional conservatives and establishment Republicans, found themselves increasingly marginalized within the party. They criticized Trump's rhetoric and behavior, his handling of the COVID-19 pandemic, and his efforts to overturn the election results. This faction believed that the party needed to move away from Trump in order to remain viable in future elections. The divisions within the Republican Party were evident in the debates over the certification of the 2020 election results, the impeachment of Donald Trump, and the party's future direction. These divisions reflected deeper ideological and strategic differences within the party, as well as a struggle for control and influence. Upon assuming office, President Joe Biden faced the daunting task of uniting a deeply divided nation and addressing a multitude of challenges. His agenda focused on combating the COVID-19 pandemic, providing economic relief, addressing climate change, and promoting racial justice. However, he encountered staunch resistance from Republicans, who largely opposed his policies. Biden's ambitious legislative agenda, including a $1.9 trillion COVID-19 relief package and a $1.2 trillion infrastructure bill, faced significant hurdles in Congress. Republicans argued that these spending packages were too costly and would lead to increased inflation and national debt. They also opposed provisions related to climate change and social programs, which they deemed unnecessary government overreach. The partisan gridlock extended beyond economic issues to social and cultural matters. Republicans pushed back against Biden's executive orders on immigration, LGBTQ+ rights, and gun control. They accused the Biden administration of being beholden to the progressive wing of the Democratic Party and of pursuing a radical agenda. The resistance from Republicans presented a significant challenge to Biden's ability to govern effectively. It highlighted the deep polarization that continued to grip American politics, making it difficult to find common ground and pass meaningful legislation. The 2020 election and its aftermath were marked by an unprecedented spread of misinformation and disinformation. False and misleading information about the election process, voter fraud, and the outcome of the election circulated widely, primarily through social media platforms. This misinformation had a corrosive effect on public trust in democratic institutions and fueled political polarization. Trump and his allies played a significant role in spreading misinformation about the election. They repeatedly made unsubstantiated claims about widespread voter fraud, rigged voting machines, and a stolen election. These claims were amplified by conservative media outlets and shared widely online, creating an alternative reality for many Americans. The proliferation of misinformation had a number of negative consequences. It sowed distrust in the electoral process, undermined confidence in the outcome of the election, and fueled anger and resentment among those who believed the election was stolen. It also contributed to the January 6th attack on the Capitol, as some rioters were motivated by the false belief that the election had been stolen. The spread of misinformation posed a significant challenge to American democracy. It highlighted the need for greater media literacy, critical thinking skills, and efforts to combat the spread of false information online.